Namaskar, God and goddesses. I honestly don't get why people, or even like in general, it's a cultural thing to eat dinner at such a late hour, like 8, 7, like, no, not 7, but like 8, 9, even 10 o'clock at night. And say it's dinner time, and it literally takes 4 to 6 hours for your food to digest. And if you do go to bed on time, then you're literally going to sleep right after you finish eating. If you do go to bed late, then you're just literally going to bed late because you're waiting for your food to digest. And you're going to bed late, messing up your biological clock, or you're going to bed early, using up a ton of your energy that you should be using to rest and reserve for the following days on trying to digest food that's not even digestible because, one, depending on what you ate that night, it's not going to be able to digest properly because, especially if it's more towards raw food and less cooked food and more packaged food, it's not going to digest. Second of all, the fire in your stomach is associated with the sun in the sky. So that's the reason why we have our heaviest meal at noon, because the sun is at its strongest. And that means that what? The fire in your stomach is also at its strongest during noon hours. It might not be a thing over here in the West, but in the East, it is largely known. Even in other countries, like especially in Europe and Russia, they are all known to eat their heaviest meal during lunchtime. Doesn't mean overeating and then feeling sleepy throughout the day, but eating the appropriate amount of food. And heavy doesn't mean overeat. Having your heaviest meal can be simply eating something that is more heavy in nature. Like, for example, dates. If you eat one date, you'll feel fine, right? You'll feel fine. But the properties of dates is heavy. It's guru. Guru is heavy. So when you eat, let's say 3, 4 dates, 5 dates in a row, like in one shot, you could feel some lethargy. You can feel a bit lethargic. You can feel a bit slow and a bit heavy. Why? Because it is heavy for your system to digest. That's 5 dates. It literally can fit in your hand. But still yet, you didn't overeat, but you ate something in excess that is heavy in nature. So understanding what you're eating and when you're eating it is very important, and especially when it comes to nighttime, what you should be eating for dinner between 6:30 and 7, or between 6:30 and 7:30, no later. And if you are a person who is working overnights and you must have your food much later in the night, then it is better to have something that's cooked, not raw. So no fruits, no raw veggies, no salads, something that's warm, because your Agni is not active, so you need to help your digestive system to eat something that is already warm and cooked. So like a soup, liquid, things like that. Even drinking like a nice warm glass of milk. But if you want to know specifically for your body, the link is in the description for a Vedic astrology reading.